Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to everyone here who is physically with us in our beautiful Beth Israel sanctuary in this moment. Those who are with us, continued, threaded throughout our community, throughout the greater environs of San Diego and beyond, throughout this world. In our online community, we welcome all of you. And to make us one, I invite those who are physically here, turn to that camera on the wall in the center, wave hello, Shabbat Shalom. To those I know, many of you are waving back as we join as one. This is a very special Shabbat throughout the Jewish world. It is known as HIAS, the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society. It is known as the HIAS Refugee Shabbat. The first time that they've linked it to this specific Shabbat, and we'll tell you more about that as we move into our service. But for us, it's a moment for congregations, for organizations, and for individuals in the United States and around the world to dedicate a Shabbat, a moment in time, to an experience to honor refugees and asylum seekers. It's the fastest growing European refugee crisis since World War II, and it's still going in this moment. People seeking asylum are being turned away at borders around the world. And this year, for the first time ever, the total number of displaced persons globally has reached over 100 million. This is a critical moment for all of us to reaffirm and redouble our support for refugees and asylum seekers alike. Ozi, my strength. Ozi v'zimrat Yah, God is my strength and my song. Standing on the far shore of the Sea of Reeds, our ancestors sang in honor of their own aching muscles, sore from slogging through the mud of the sea floor, and they sang in honor of the miracle of their freedom. Ozi v'zimrat Yah vahi liyeshua, my strength and God's song rescued me. Every time Jews have fled from persecution and from oppression, from the Inquisition, from the SARS, from Ethiopia, from Hitler and beyond, it has taken our own labor and our effort, our own aching muscles and bleeding fingers, and it has taken Nisim, miracles. Not every miracle is as visible or as dramatic as the parting of the sea. Sometimes a miracle is an extra space found in a caravan or on a ship. Sometimes it's a kind neighbor sharing food or hiding children. Sometimes it's paperwork lost or paperwork found. Sometimes a miracle is being welcomed in by strangers who become friends. As we begin our prayerful moments together this evening, as we remember the effort and the miracle that brought us out of Egypt, we commit ourselves this year to being the miracles for those newcomers in our midst, to offer the support and welcome our extended hand to our ancestors, to those most in need in our own society, to lifting their burdens, easing their efforts, and being for them a song of God. Ozi v'zimrat Yah vahi liyeshua. We join together. Ozi v'zimrat Yah, Ozi v'zimrat Yah, Ozi v'zimrat Yah, Ozi v'zimrat
As we welcome in the Sabbath with strength, we also welcome the Sabbath with light and with joy. We call up one of our students becoming B'nai Mitzvah tomorrow afternoon, Noah Rogan, along with his family, to come up and help light our Shabbat candles. The blessing for our candle blessing can be found on page 2. Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'sivanu Shel Shabbat. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Page 12. We continue welcoming Shabbat with the words of Kabbalat Shabbat. L'chu Neranena, page 12. L'chu Neranena, L'chu Neranena, L'chu Neranena, L'Adonai. L'chu Neranena, L'chu Neranena, L'chu Neranena, L'Adonai. Naria, L'Suri, Shema, L'Ikana, L'Toda. Naria, L'Suri, Shema, L'Izviro, Naria, L'Chu Neranena, L'chu Neranena, L'chu Neranena, L'Adonai. 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 We welcome the Sabbath bride, page 20, with Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi, Mikrat Alai, Yalalai, 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 B'nai Shabbat, Yehavela. Lecha Dodi, Mikrat Alai, Yalalai, 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 B'nai Shabbat, Yehavela. Shamor v'zamor v'dibor echad, ish v'yad Having welcomed the Sabbath lights and the Sabbath bride, turn to your neighbor and wish them a Shabbat Shalom. If you don't know them, introduce yourselves.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbos. Shabbos. You may be seated as we continue on page 24. Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon Melech, Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon Melech, Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malchei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon Melech, Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon Melech, Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Ni L'Shalom, Malchei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon Melech, Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon Melech, Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem L'Shalom, Malchei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon Melech, Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon Melech, Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon Melech, Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
As the lights were kindled, as the threads of our souls began to light up, to enter into this moment, we're now ready to stand in prayer with one another as we formally begin our worship with the Baruch Hu. I invite you to turn to page 146 in your prayer books and rise if you're able. As we face east towards Yerushalayim, we join together.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
As we join responsively, Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish, but your sovereignty endures. Though all things pass, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you, and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai Hamariv Haravim. In each age we receive and transmit Torah. At each moment we are addressed by the world.
In each age we are challenged by our ancient teaching. At each moment we stand face to face with truth.
In each age we add our wisdom to that which has gone before. At each moment the knowing heart is filled with wonder.
In each age the children of Torah become its builders and seek to set the world firm on a foundation of truth.
Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai
Please join us on page 150.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
There is an opinion recorded in the Talmud that states that parents are obligated to teach their children how to swim. The reason for this is because on this matter, their lives are dependent. Imagine the fear of a people standing on the shores of a sea, not knowing what was ahead, and certainly not knowing or even understanding there might be a way to manage the waters before them, until the sea parted and the clarity of the dry land that could be walked upon appeared. That is fate. That is miracle. Today, as we sing this ancient text, we are aware of how miraculous was this crossing, and we understand even more so the teaching text of the Talmud that followed after so many years, allowing us to be able to save ourselves and the lives of others, and understand and fear well the might of the seas. As we sing our Micha Mocha through text and song, let us be grateful to know that we all walked hand in hand then to life and to freedom with the help of Adonai. And as we will chant this song tomorrow, the community rises to honor this miracle. Won't you please rise now and hold hands or put your arms around those you love as we honor this moment. To rest, O God. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu sholem. ושלום להעמידנו שומרנו לחיים.
The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing it throughout their generations.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
וביום השביעי שבס וינפש, שבת וינפש.
שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We begin our tefillah asking for help, for prayer, and then we go into a silent prayer using the words of the Siddur or the words of our heart, and we face Jerusalem.
Show me how to pray. Wash my fears away. When my thoughts are clear, Adonai is near.
Tehillah
when my thoughts are clear. Adonai is near.
building a world with love can so create a tremendous amount of healing. We are thinking of those who are in the need of refuat hanefesh, the healing of spirit, or refuat haguf. And in our community, we are thinking of Ari Zalman Leib ben Shoshana Umoshe, Aviva Rivka bat Yonena, Lauren Berman, Shena Chana bat Pinchas Viguta Rivka Shindel, David Chapin, Elliot Epner, Madeline Faster, Denise Garrick, Natalie Givon, Lee Goldberg, Stephen Goldstein, Sonia Grossberg, Ellen Hutt, Ruth Jordan, Richard Kitson, Rebecca Lahana, Roberto Lahana, Marshall J. Lewis, Marcia Lubick, Jim McIndoe, Lisa Nelson, Yvonne Peck, Sharon Resnick, Sharon Ritter, Galina Rubalchenko, Rosa Santiago, Jeannie Schnitzer, Rhonda Schwartz, Nathan Silver, Howard Solomon, Bernard Stein, Robin Streichler, Seth Streichler, Lynn Slotkin, Cindy Spector, Gerald Trimble, Kathy Weil, John Weil, George Wise, Susan Zale. If you are saying Misha Berach prayer for someone who's in need of healing, please share their name as I come around the congregation. Please write names down in the chat so that we can find them and pray for them as well. We join together, Misha Berach, page 253.
Love.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
The year was 1900. The town, or the city, was Vilna in Lithuania. On May 10th, a baby was born. His last name, Harkavy. Tsarist Russia, pogroms, pain. Jewish community did not know when they would be out, being able to express their own identity, when they would find their way to freedom. So, hundreds, then thousands, then tens of thousands, over the ensuing decades made their way to the shores of the United States. That Harkavy became Shapiro, and that was my grandfather, George B. Shapiro, Aleva Shalom. In 1908, made his pilgrimage through Ellis Island, escaping pogroms that faced the harsh reality of what it meant to be a Jew in Tsarist Russia. His father made the trek before him, and his mother and sister could join with George on the trek after, but they didn't go it alone. They did it with the support of sponsorship, and that organization that supported them was HIAS, formerly known as the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society. Today, it's just known solely as its acronym. And this week's Torah portion, Bishalach, from the book of Exodus, as Rabbi Cantor Bernstein noted, tells the story of the Jewish people's escape from slavery in Egypt and their journey into freedom. The story is timeless, and it reminds us of the importance of opening our hearts and our homes to those in need. And just as God protected the Israelites during their journey, we, made in God's divine image, are called upon to protect and care for refugees and for immigrants seeking safety and a better life. HIAS has been working for over a century to provide assistance and support to refugees and to immigrants. This organization, to me, is a modern-day example of the Jewish commitment to helping those in need and upholding the values of hospitality and compassion that go all the way back to Abraham in the book of Genesis. It's also interesting to note that HIAS was set up in 1902 by Jews. It was set up by Jews to specifically help settle fellow Jewish refugees. Now, however, in a miraculous testament to the freedom and mobility of Jews around the world and the success of the organized Jewish community in taking care of Jews in need, there is little need for HIAS's actual services today for the Jewish community. Instead, they focus the bulk of their tremendous experience and resources on helping other displaced populations around the world, and they no longer even refer to themselves by their previous Hebrew name. I think it's important for us first to understand and define the term refugee. What does that actually mean? A refugee is a person who has been forced to flee their home due to persecution because of their race or their religion, their nationality, their political opinion, or membership in a particular social group, such as a member of the LGBTQIA community. The persecution of a refugee experiences may include harassment, threats, abduction, or even torture. A refugee is often afforded some sort of legal protection, either by their host country's government, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, or for both. In the US, refugees are hand-selected by the US government, and they're screened in advance, and they're subject to background checks and security screenings by multiple US agencies. Only after everything is approved are they brought to the United States to reside permanently. As we celebrate and honor the incredible work of HIAS on this Refugee Shabbat, we're compelled to remember this story of the Israelites and their escape from Egypt, that it's not just a story of the past, it's a call to action in the present. That we have a responsibility, a sacred obligation, to stand with migrants, to stand with refugees, to advocate for rights, and to support other organizations such as HIAS so we can make a difference. But how do we do this? Well, I have 7 ways you can do this. It's your Shabbos gift tonight. Here are your ways to do this. First, volunteer. There are countless ways to volunteer with refugees and asylum seekers today. All around hyperlocally in San Diego and beyond, there are many. All you have to do is Google Refugee Support, Volunteer, San Diego. You will find a number, including JFS, including our own Jewish Family Services. Find the facts. Number 2, check out a list of articles and videos to learn more about the global refugee and asylum crisis. Organizations like the American Jewish Committee, AJC, organizations like HIAS, organizations like the Religious Action Center Reform Judaism, all of them, if you go to their websites and you look for resources and texts and advocacy, they all list countless ways in which you can support. Number 3, advocate your elected officials to welcome refugees in safe, fair, and compassionate ways. This does not mean a streamline of individuals into our communities. It means how do we as individuals, regardless of political affiliation or background, how do we understand that there's a human in front of us and that they need support and assistance? And how can we stand up and how can we ask those electeds to do their part to find safe, fair, and compassionate ways to welcome the stranger? Number 4, very simple. Join the Jews for Refugees Facebook group. Fascinating social media presence and ways in which you can know and grow in your own learning and advocacy. Number 5, shop at refugee and immigrant-owned businesses. Many of them exist around San Diego. I invite you to go searching for them in all different communities. Number 6, donate goods. Donate old technology, PCs, printers, tablets, microphones, sound and video cards, anything that you may have to help those in need. Give them a little technology because often they come here with nothing but the clothes on their back. And number 7, donate to a bond fund. Consider contributing to a bond fund that assists in releasing immigrants from detention. Find safe, compassionate ways to bring about, not an end, we're not going to end the crisis, but we can do a little bit to make someone's life who has already become unmanageable a little more kinder and a little more whole. On this Shabbat, and on this Parshat Bishalach, which is no coincidence, that we're combining the ideas of welcoming the stranger into one. May each of us be inspired to fulfill this ancient commandment of welcoming the stranger and to continue the work of HIAS to provide hope, help, and refuge to those in need. I don't believe it's just something we should do. I believe it's something we're sacredly mandated to do. May this be God's will and blessing as we say together, Amen. This time I'd like to call upon one of the members of our board, Sarah Garrick, to share some announcements this evening.
Good evening, good Shabbos, and welcome. Welcome to our Friday evening service. My name is Sarah Garrick. I am honored to serve as one of the members of your board of directors. I would like to thank our men's club and our women of Beth Israel. You all very much are the epitome of welcoming the stranger. Thank you for that. I also want to say a very special thank you to Andy and all of our musicians, many of whom are not here this evening, but thank you to all of you and to Andy this evening. You turn God's presence into music, and it is a blessing every week. Thank you for that. With music comes celebration, and we are celebrating Noah Rogan tomorrow. No worries, buddy, you've got this. Couple of housekeeping matters. It is true, you can learn everything you need to know about our synagogue on our website, cbisd.org. That is true. If you drove here this evening and you parked in the structure and you'd like to take home a different car than the one you came in, by all means, try, but don't get caught. If you'd like to go home in the same vehicle that you came in this evening, don't forget to validate your parking. And just a few words to share with you. There's so much going on, and as we've heard this evening, it is our Refugee Shabbat, and we are mindful of that crisis. It is also Black History Month, and we are reminded of the many individuals who don't get to see the next Shabbat or the next morning because of the loss in their family. Freedom is an important concept, and it comes in many, many ways. There is an incredible movie called Selma. If you've not seen it, you should. With that comes an incredible song that was written by Common and John Legend. I'm not going to sing or perform or rap for you, don't worry, but I am going to share a few lines from it. The movement is a rhythm to us. Freedom is like religion to us. Justice is juxtaposition in us. Justice for all just ain't specific enough. The lines of that anthem are a poignant reminder of where we stand today in the refugee crisis, with people being displaced from their homes, from their countries, in the crisis that the Black community faces, being displaced and treated like refugees in their homes. But I'm encouraged because freedom is a right, and it is like religion to us as Jews. We just sang Michamoka. That is our battle cry for freedom. But there is no freedom without justice. There is no justice without each of us. And so I encourage you to remember the incredible blessing that we are able to worship and be in community together this evening, safe and sound, under this beautiful roof, unlike many others. Take that blessing with you into the world, and remember that freedom is a right. And with each of us standing together, we will get there. Thank you for letting me share. Good Shabbos.
Just one other brief request. In 2 weeks from this evening, we embark on our inaugural service learning trip to the Dominican Republic. With that, we bring much needed donation items that were listed in our e-bulletin each and every week. We are in need of several duffel bags to hold the items, and they will begin being packed this week. And if you have more items that are on that list, you can bring them to the boxes and the bins outside the sanctuary in the vestibule. I invite you, if you have a bag that you wish you can lend, even we can bring it back for you, just to lend to bring donations. We ask that you let us know this week, and you can bring it in so we can start moving towards packing and get prepared for our mission work that we're going to be doing down there. Thank you.
We begin to conclude our service by turning to Aleinu L'Shabeach, page 282. I invite you to please rise as you're able.
Aleinu L'Shabeach L'Adon HaKol, Lateit Gedula Le'yotzer Bereshit, Shelo Asanu Kegoyei Ha'aratzot, Velo Samanu K'mishpachot Ha'adama, Shelo Samhalkeinu Kahem, Vegor Aleinu Kehol Hamonam, Va'anachnu Koreim Umishtachavim Umodim Livnei Melech Malachei HaMlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai v'melech al kol haaretz bayom ahu yeh Adonai echad, Ushemo, Ushemo, Ushemo echad.
Please be seated. I was reminded of some powerful words earlier this week that will hopefully help frame our Mourner's Kaddish, Kaddish Yatom. After I offer this teaching, we invite those who hear the name of their loved one to stand so that we may recognize your period of mourning. But the truth is, all of us, at one point, have lost someone. And there are so many families, refugees, victims of the Shoah who have no one left to say Kaddish. And so once all of those have been named, we'll all rise together as a community. And as we prepare for Kaddish, I would like to quote a different rabbi of sorts, Fred Rogers. As he accepted the Lifetime Achievement Award, his Lifetime Achievement Emmy, he said this: "So many people have helped me to come here to this night. Some of you are here, some are far away, and some are even in heaven. All of us have special ones who loved us into being. Would you just take, along with me, 10 seconds to think of the people who have helped you become who you are, those who cared about you and wanted what was best for you in life? 10 seconds. I'll watch the time." Whomever you've been thinking about, how pleased they must be to know the difference you feel they have made. You know you're the kind of people who do well to offer our world. This Shabbat, we're especially mindful of the recent death of Barbara Kosand, mother of Richard and Risa Kosand, grandmother of Trevor Kosand. We're in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days following burial for Mitchell Berner, Nona Ray Barth, Arlene Rossin, Esther Lone, Carol Ann Levy, Ann Weinbaum, and John Kuhn. Finally, we think of those who died at the season in years past. We observe the yahrzeit of Alan Adler, Javier Barantes, Bella Berkman, Stephen M. Berkowitz, Morris Bernstein, Mary Burton, Edward Billen, David Allen Block, Sheila Bolaton, Herman Borden, Yetta Drucker, Carl Ellman, Ruth Epstein, Stan Finkel, Ida Fisher, Suzanne Fleischman, Ray Fox, Ron Fox, Frida Deborah Friedman, Sid K. Freeman, Leonid Galperin, Rudolph Gans, Melvin Garb, Bernard Glazer, Philip Goldie, Ori Goldman, Elizabeth Green, Eva Gross, Bernard Hine, Max Heinzman, Benno Hirschbein, Hadassah Hirschbein, Jerome Jaffe, Joseph Kane, Harry Cass, Julius Katz, Bella Kasakevich, Nancy Kemi, Molly Kirsch, Shirley Kleinberg, Arthur Cohn, Vera Kramer, Frank Kretzer, Jean Krinsman, Helen Cupper, Donna Leavenworth, Werner Lehman, Paul Lerner, Deborah Lerner, Galena Levin, Bruce Lloyd, Audrey Martin, Harriet Lowenkron Merles, Gitta Milrod, Sidel Minzy, Lee B. Nips, Adele Pasakrita, Esther Pikus, Gertrude Podoloff, Betty Polikoff, Robert Pollock, Max Rabinowitz, Henry Richmond, Nathan Rivkin, Evelyn Rockstein, Leona Rogel, Eva Rubin, Sheldon Rubin, Nat Rudnick, Sanford Saltz, Edward Similian, Dorothy Schwartz, Michael Shore, Ann Barish Schrager, Paula Siegel, Diana Silverstein, Sam Siriton, Gail Slate, Geraldine Sleznick, Arthur Spar, Louis Spector, Eric Steiner, Herman Stern, Marvin Stern, Irving Stevens, Zalman Schwartz, Monty Lee Thien, Maxwell Udelf, Mark Vassar, May Warshauer, Stanley Weinstein, Betsy Weiss, Harry Wolander, Elaine Schultz-Wolf, Ralph Wolf, Vincent Jungelson, Fema Zellman, and James Zine. Perhaps you've come to say Kaddish for someone whose name was not mentioned. I invite you to rise and share that name with our community. We rise together on page 294 for Kaddish Yatom. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Zichronam livracha, may all of their memories continue to inspire and be for blessing, as together we say, Amen. Amen. I invite you to place your prayer books down, put your arm around whomever you're comfortable putting your arm around, as we join together in our closing song, Oseh Shalom. The words on the screen, or lie, lie, lie is just fine.
Oseh shalom, shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. אמן. עושה שלום, שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. אמרו אמן. ועל כל ישראל.
As we say Shabbat Shalom, we join together for Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.